coming out here after 30 years. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality, you know, and I'm rich in love. My family love me, and that's really all that counts. Shout out to everybody out there on Team Banky Pam, man. I appreciate the love. You know I do, man, and I appreciate the support. Bow. Bow, 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 boom, boom. Boy, I had a little extra fast, man. Got Spider-Man on my chest. You dig? What up, though? What up, though, man? Let's go, man. Let's go. Let's go. TBP Nation, stand up, man. I ain't gonna say nothing else about this 100K, man. We gonna do it or we not. You know what I'm saying? That's all I got to say about that. Big love to everybody who support me, though, man, on all platforms. Appreciate the love. We're going to keep grinding. We're going to keep on doing what we got to do, man. So shout out to everybody out there, man, that's pushing this positive energy, man. Today, man, let's jump right into it, man. Big love on the back end of the video. Listen, man, when I first came in this system, you know, it was really apparent to me when I left the jail and went to receiving. By the time I got into receiving, before I could leave receiving, I understood one thing. I understood a lot of things, but I understood one thing. Just before all the gangs and stuff, they ain't had no gangs in the system when I first went in the 80s, late 80s. There wasn't no Bloods, no Crips, or no nothing like that. That was unheard of. But they did have what I would call the original gang. And that was that Richmond mob, man. Hey, listen, I learned that before I left receiving. Richmond was deep in that system, bro. They was deep all in that system. I don't know if it just was a high crime rate or whatever, but it just seemed like everywhere I went, it was a lot of dudes that was locked up from Richmond. And the one thing I got to give them brothers respect for is, for the most part, them brothers stuck together, man. You know what I'm saying? They stuck together. By the time I left receiving, I had very rarely, if at all, saw somebody fight a Richmond dude one-on-one. They gonna pack you out, man. They gonna pack. It might start off one-on-one, but they gonna pack you out, man. They gonna stump you out. They gonna jump on you. They gonna jump in the fight. If the Richmond dudes start losing, oh, they piling down on you, dog. They coming with the foots, hand, feet, elbows, heads, everything. They coming. You know what I'm saying? And that was understood before I even left receiving. By the time I hit Augusta, man, Richmond was definitely explanation point, man. Richmond was the mob, man. And they had a tie with a mob, and like I say, DC, you know, the clique was always smaller with the DC car because we using less dudes in the system. But Tidewater was a formidable clique too, but it won't like Richmond, man. Not in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion, Richmond was the deepest mob in the system, man. They was the original game, man. And it just was so many of them in there. And it's like they already had an understanding. Like they already had an understanding. Hey, look, hey, one of us rumble, we all rumble. You know, it's like they had that. It's like it was an understanding. Real talk. And they had some gangsters from Richmond, man. Whole lot of gangsters, man. Whole lot of gangsters out of Richmond, man. And when I first got in that system, man, they had some money getters. And see, I think that had a lot to do with it too, because I think a lot of the dudes that was really making moves in the penitentiary when I first came in, like far as getting that sack in and getting money, it was Richmond dudes. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of them dudes that came in off the street from getting money. A lot of them dudes that came in off the street with a street reputation of getting money. So the respect was already there. So it was like you couldn't really go at one of them dudes or nothing like that without having a great pushback, a big pushback. Excuse me. You couldn't do it. You couldn't do it, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking in my mind now, was there any body like, I don't know, besides me, I guess I was the only fool that ever like really try to rob like one of the big Richmond dudes. And then they really want me trying to rob dude where you could say technically woo. The situation I told y'all with Gomez when I went back in there and tried to take my stuff back after I lost. So I guess you could call it robbery, but you know, I thought it was some flip-flam in the game anyway. Plus, I was young, and then y'all know how that turned out. If you go back and watch the Augusta video, I mean, yeah, the Augusta video, you'll be able to see, how that turned out. But like for the most part, like the dudes that was like getting drugs and doing stuff like that, I ain't never, you know what I'm saying, nobody robbed them like that back then. Because if you would have, then you know what I'm saying, you would have had to have a whole clique behind you, man, because them jokers was coming at you. I'm talking about Mob Deep. And I ain't talking about the song, the rappers. I'm talking about Mob Deep, and they was gonna stomp you out, man. And you had a few of them jokers that was playing with them Bethlehems too, because they had some killers come out of Richmond, man. A lot of them dudes that was locked up in there from Richmond was locked up for murders. If they weren't locked up for murder, they were locked up for drugs. You know what I'm saying? So it won't nothing coming out there but killers and drug dealers. You know what I'm saying? Killers and drug dealers. A few off brands or whatever, but for the most part, it was killers and drug dealers. So, that's what they was doing in the system. They was getting money, man, and they was sticking together. Oh, you had names like, man, that I remember when some of the first ones I was meeting, Cadillac, you had Gomez, you had Smoke, you had you had Blow. Blow was supposed to be like a millionaire on the street. Straight out the hood millionaire, from the mud, grind up, hustler millionaire. I knew his brother Tony, you know what I'm saying? Me and Tony came through the system together. We came through receiving together. We went to the wall together, then we went to receiving, to the wall, to Augusta together. So it was understood, man, that like I say, these dudes, man, was a lot of them, man, that they this is how they was moving, man. This is what they had going on. And yeah, it was a lot of dudes, man, getting tore out the frame, messing with them Richmond dudes. It be on the basketball court, they get to arguing on the court. Next thing words get passed, man. Then two dudes get to swinging on each other, and next thing you know, it's like 12, 10, 12 dudes stomping them out, and the other ones waiting for his, help to jump in so they could jump on them. That's how they was going. That's exactly how they was going, man. So it really, like I say earlier in my bit, if it won't no gangs in the penitentiary, where you was from, that clique, that was the gang. But Richmond was the biggest. You know what I'm saying? They was the biggest, and that's a fact. And everybody in the system knew it. If somebody tell you something different, it's just a matter of opinion. But I was there, I lived it, I know. And I'm telling you, man, there's some thorough dudes that come out of Richmond. I know some thorough dudes that come out of Richmond for sure. And then as I moved on through my bit, it was like that everywhere I went. Everywhere I went, it was a big presence of Richmond on every compound. On every compound. And you had, some big dudes on there that was like the most known ones, And then, like I say, even back on the Augusta days, you had Block there as well. You got Block on that joint. Block was on Augusta with me. You had Big Wheel on there. It was a lot of dudes, man. And these dudes was, like I say, they was well known because, like I say, whatever they was doing on the street, you know what I'm saying, it carried over, as far as their name into the penitentiary. And then when you get into the penitentiary and you in the penitentiary around a bunch of these dudes that come out of your neighborhood, come out the neighborhood across from you. Now, a lot of these dudes was popping pistols at each other on the street. But when they got in their system, they won't beef. You know what I'm saying? I guess, like I said, they had some type of pact, man, that was understood. Nah, we all locked up in the system now. We together. You rolling with Richmond, you rolling with the Big R, then that's what it is, man. Whatever we got going on the street, man, we handle that when we get on the street. Right here, man, we up in here, we together, man. You know what I'm saying? We together up in the system. And that's how they was carrying it, man. And I'm going to tell you right now, I don't know what's going on in the big cities and everywhere else, but that's rare. That's rare in Virginia. Just to get a group of anything to stick together, that's rare. And they was doing that from the time I came in that system to the time I left up out of that system. Most of everywhere you go, if Richmond is on that joint, man, they gonna rock together. They gonna rock together. You know what I'm saying? It be some lone wolves and everything. They roll by themselves and they out there from Richmond. But for the most part, if you beefing with a Richmond dude and he a well-known dude, you can rest assured it's gonna be some other dudes laid in the cut that's gonna roll with him. Straight like that. No matter who they going up against, they gonna roll with them. And like I say, man, you had dudes, man, they were fighting the police together, too, which is even more rare. Because a lot of times when they come up to the administration, dudes will let you stand by yourself, you know. But them dudes was really putting in some work, man, when I first came in the system. And that was what I knew about Richmond the most, man, that they stuck together. You know, they stuck together through thick and thin in that system, man. And there's a lot of dudes that came through there, man. It was really, really good dudes too. And then, like I say, that's how you lose friendships as well. Because if you get to beefing with a dude from Richmond, and then you cool with some other dudes from Richmond, when it come time for them to take sides, then that's how you lose friendships. Because then dudes gonna roll with Richmond. Because if they don't roll with Richmond, then Richmond gonna turn on them. So they ain't had no choice. So you cool with a dude. That's what happened with me and Tony. Me and Tony was cool, but when the situation happened with me and Gomez, then you know what I'm saying, and all the dudes was trying to get at me, and then my dudes was standing behind me. So now it turned into a whole, you know, location thing. So that's how me and Tony ended up having fallouts. But we was cool from the time we came in the system. We was in the system together all the way through. But that little thing right there, and then when you turn around and you add in, you know, a while later when they had the Richmond and DC riot, you know what I'm saying? Same thing. It pit people against each other. It pit people against each other, man. But yeah, man, it was a lot of animosity towards it was a lot of animosity towards everybody that was from DC after that anyway. You know what I'm saying? As far as I'm concerned. And then when you moved on through the system, and you went to different places years and years and decades later, there's a lot of dudes that you run into that you was there back in the day with, and you had these rifts with, and these dudes, you know, you know what I'm saying, y'all won't never cool no more. Y'all won't never cool no more. And then you always got to be paranoid around these dudes because you don't know what's going on. You know, and that happened to me a lot. I ran into a lot of dudes that was there when I had the Gomez thing, and was there when the DC Richmond thing happened, and I ran into a lot of these dudes that was still doing time and stuff, and I was around these dudes, and it was you know, it was always kind of tense. It was cordial, but it was tense because we knew we had already been in situations that weren't direct, but it was indirect. You know what I'm saying? So you know, those type of things was wild. I ran into one of the main jokers all the way on my way out the system when I'm in re-entry. You know what I'm saying? When I'm in re-entry, I run into a joker that I got the beefing with that I had put hands on. You know, he had been on the street for like 12, 13 years, and he back and he get me to go out on the street. So in the penitentiary, like I say, beef ain't never really, it ain't never really dead. It can go into hibernation, but it ain't really dead. You know what I'm saying? So I can remember seeing him, and I'm seeing him, and he looking at me, I'm looking at him, and I'm like, man, it's just such. He like, yeah, you know, when he pull up on me, we talk, woo woo woo, and like, man, that's dead, man. I've been on the street, and you know, and it was there. But in my mind, you know, it's hard to get rid of that, you know. And then I be thinking in my mind because I be so paranoid that he might go to somebody else, you know, and sour my name to them, or try to get somebody else to do something to me, like mess up me going home or something like that, because, you know, what happened years and years and decades ago, you know. So that's the wicked part about the system, man. Don't nothing ever really die in there, man. Nothing never really die. You know, you just got to get through it and move past it, but they don't never really be dead in the penitentiary because you don't ever know what's on the joker mind. And revenge ain't got no expiration date. You know, that's the way I look at it. Revenge ain't got no expiration date. But man, I got big respect for them dudes from Richmond, man, because some of them dudes turned out to be some of my better friends, man, for real. A lot of jokers that super cool with, man. They got big love for Richmond, man. Some of them was some of them was my partners, man, like Big Suge. And I ain't been able to see him, you know, since I've been out here to this date, man. But me and Big Sugar was like brothers, man. You know what I'm saying? And I was cool with a lot of dudes. Tina, man, he out here now. You know, Peto, Cowboy, Marvin Monday. You know what I'm saying? Just so many dudes, man. You know, Shorty Pimp. You know, so many of them. You know, over the years, man. But anybody who ever been in this Virginia penal system know that yeah, they talk. They say what they want to say, but yeah, them Richmond dudes, man, they deep in this Virginia penal system. They deep in there. The administration know it, dudes know it, and it's like that, and they will get down on you. they will get down on you, and it ain't no other way to put it. They'll get down on you. They'll put that Bethlehem in. I know plenty of jokers from Richmond push that Bethlehem. I done told y'all stories about the block from Richmond. Y'all know his situation. You know what I'm saying? Shorty Pimp from Richmond. Y'all know his situation. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them dudes, man, is straight out of Richmond, man. Mark Peace out of Richmond. You understand me? So, yeah, you know, yeah, some real serious jokers coming up out of that Richmond, man. So, yeah, man. So, shout out to the Big R, man. And, like I say, but it was different little mobs in there, man. Richmond was the biggest. They was the biggest, man. And to be honest with you, they was the most organized. To be unorganized, they was the most organized. Because like I say, I don't know. I ain't from Richmond. I don't know. They had to have some type of pact. Like, look, if we get the rumbling and you don't get in it, then we gonna get you. Straight up. If you out there and you don't get involved, we gonna get you. You know, and I heard that before. I heard that that's what they was doing. And that's what made them dudes move, whether you wanted to be with it or not. If you was outside on that rec yard and something jumped off and Richmond got the rumbling and you was from Richmond and you ain't get in it, when all the smoke and all the dust was clear, them dudes was going to run you off the yard. You know what I'm saying? Straight like that, they was going to run you off the yard. And that's real talk. They was going to run you off the yard. But we was already doing that anyway because we was already so small. So it was understood that if you from that city, and something jump off and you out there, you active. You active. You better be. You know what I'm saying? Or they're gonna deal with you. And I done told y'all stories like that with the situation that happened with Big A, and then who he did it for ain't do nothing, and then Speedy and Church end up seeing him on the back end. You know what I'm saying? Because it was his beef originally anyway. So yeah, man, it's in survival mode, but you know what the whole irony of the whole situation is? You know what I'm saying? The whole irony of the whole situation, and this is what penitentiary life do to you, man. The whole irony of the whole situation is we always beefing with each other, and we always in the same boat, and our enemy was always the police. It was always the police. And we made it each other. Trying to survive in the system. We made it each other. Where you from, who you roll with, what car you in, you know what I'm saying? We made it each other, but it was always the administration. Because the administration just sat back and watched us put the Bethlehem in each other, beat each other up, stomp each other out, send each other to the hospital, send each other's on helicopters and stuff. They just sit back and watch that. You know what I'm saying? They sit back and watch it, man. So that's a part of the wickedness and the sickness of the system, man. You know, that it'll make you want to hurt your own brother, man, for the slightest, you know, infraction, man. You know, because of the environment that we in. You know, so yeah, crazy situation. But yeah, man, shout out to the Big R, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all let me know what y'all think, man, because yeah, I can tell y'all about the Tidewater Mob too, which is they won't lack it in gangsters neither. They won't lack it in gangsters neither, man. You know, Tidewater is the Bo Billies and the Spook Dusters and, you know, all of that type of cats like that as well, man. Sam Pitts. You know, so yeah, they won't lack it in gangsterism neither, man. But anyway, man, just a little something quick to drop on y'all, man. I appreciate y'all, man. Let's go, let's get it, man. We doing what we can do. We gonna keep on pushing this positive energy. Can't stop, won't stop. TBP Nation, stand up, man. We out here on the road to 100K. Can't do it. Y'all gotta do it. If y'all gonna do it, let's get it done. Salute. Y'all be safe, be smart, make good decisions, man. And up them hooks, man. They out there. And them crooks. And don't run up on nobody from Richmond, man. Unless you got back up.
The Banky special.
Yeah.
Pure deliciousness.
Pure deliciousness, man. My name is Banky, man. Everybody calls me Banky. That's the name that I got from my grandmother when I was young. I'm coming out here after 30 years. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality, you know, and I'm rich in